Android for beginners. In this episode, I will show you how to getting started with Android development in Windows. This will cover up everything that you need to know from the download of Android Studio to the installation of Android Studio on Windows platform to developing a first ever application in Android. Getting off with the installation. Let's see. First of all, go to Android Studio. You need to download the Android Studio. Here it says 3.5.3 for Windows 64-bit. Download according to the requirement of your system or the requirement available in your system. For me, it's 64 bits, and I'm going to download this. Since I've already downloaded this, I'm gonna skip this part, and right after you download and install Android Studio, open up your Android Studio. Even if you do download from here, it won't take any much time. Depends upon your internet connection. Every time Android Studio comes up with beautiful updates and features that are available in the IDE. So in my case, this is also 3.5.3, the latest one. And once you've done setting up Android Studio, as far as this Android Studio version is concerned, this comes up readily with SDK Manager and every tools needed. So once the setup is complete, you'll see this window. After the installation is complete, this window appears. Now start a new Android Studio project, and in this window choose your project. There are plenty of startup screens to choose from. It even supports native C++, and it has embedded Google Maps activity, navigation drawer, that's menu bar, full screen, login form, scrolling activity, various other, and you can even go for watch activities. You can do this for TV, Android Autos, Internet of Things, and plenty more can be added as well. So to start off with, I will go with the empty activity over here. Click on next, and the first default says my application with the project name. I will give this first Android episode 1, and this is the package name and the location where this is available is inside the users Android Studio project, and it's the name of the project that we typed in here. And you can choose it in between Kotlin or Java. So this is we'll do with Java Android. The API level says API 15, that is the ice cream sandwich. It runs approximately on 100% of the devices that are out in the market. If we do Zelevine, it says 99%. Whenever you develop an Android application, make sure you are above 60 to 70% in here, because if you do less than that, then the application that you will develop will not be supported in most of the device. For example, if we do go with Android Q, it is running less than 1% of device because of the less availability of those devices of Android. If we go with 9.0 as a Pi, still says less than 1%. So let us choose Lollipop over here, which is well above 80%, so it is not a problem. So after doing this, finish this configuration and let the system decide to move on, and it will take a little while to set it up for the project. So it's two processes running. This is one of the time-consuming process that Android Studio takes during the development of a project. And still is processing different files, and once the processing is done, we will be able to play with different files and different extension of files. Basically, it has two different project folders, one with resources folder and the other has different libraries and dependencies, which basically are required to execute the project in real Android device. And all those library files that we selected for the operating system of Android. I think I'll have to pause this for a while because this is going to take a lot of time. I want to make this video a lengthy one. So let us see how long it's going to take. You can see over here, Android Studio, whenever it requires a little bit more files and more distributions, it automatically downloads from its Gradle. It is doing always from the cloud. To make sure the project runs smoothly without any lags during the runtime, and to make the development time smooth as well. Well, this is one of the hectic process. We've already spent 3 minutes of time for the process to finish, and the project is still building over here. The recommended RAM for development of Android is at least 8 GB. If you have less than that RAM, the system of yours is going to slow down a bit more, and it is going to require a lot of time for the project to build. Not only that, the Android Studio slows down. In fact, all of your entire computer system will slow down during the execution, so you'll not be able to do any other task. And if you have 8 GB of RAM or maybe more than that, then everything is all set to move on. I hope now the build is going to Now once the setup is done, you will be able to see these two different files. This is main activity.java, and there is another file that is completely opened during the default completion of the building of the project. And there are two main files. That is, one of the folder is app and the other is Gradle script. The app folder over here has manifest. It says Android manifest. Let's open this file, this XML. This is the main pointer file for any Android application, and it says it has the main activity over here, that is the name main activity, and the dot over here is that this is inside another folder, another path. And this main activity file is situated inside of this Java folder. This is the main activity file, and let us open this. This was the main file that was by default shown to us when the project was completely built. And this file has app-compat activity extended to the main activity class, and it has a onCreate overridden method, and this onCreate method has another execution of method that is set content view, and it says it is setting the view of the content to activity main, which is situated inside R, which resembles this resources folder, and dot layout resembles that the resources folder has another folder named layout, and inside of this folder this is the activity main.xml, which will be executed during the runtime of the application. And this folder, this XML file has some text view over here, which is executing the text hello world. And if we move on to the design view, it says hello world, and this is because of the hello world written in here. Now if I say my first Android application and go to design view once again, there it is. This text is appearing here because of this Android text attribute of this XML text view, and we can view the design and text by switching in between these two tabs. And if we do not want to switch in between this tab, and if we want to see both views of text and design at the same time, we can also click on preview, which shows the design view at the same time. Now, if I would want to run this application, I would connect my Android phone to my computer and click on this button over here, which runs the app directly onto your phone. But before doing that, you need to go to the settings on your phone and enable the USB debugging mode from the settings menu. And if you do not have any Android device or Android phone, then you need to set up emulator from here. From this part, you need to add create virtual device. Choose from plenty of this, or you can even import the hardware, different type of hardware profiles. Click on next, and you need to download any one of this. And there is one recommendation in red color here. It says VTX disabled in BIOS, which means this computer has not enabled VTX in the BIOS, which I need to do, and which I will show in the next episode. And in this episode, I've covered how to download and install Android Studio. And once the studio has been completely set up, we can then start developing project, and in the next episode I will be showing how to exactly run application onto your phone directly, or maybe set up Android emulator if you do not have one. And the next episode will also be containing a little bit more to programming after the execution gets completed. Thank you for watching this video, and in the next episode I will be expecting some comments and feedbacks from your side. Until then, have a nice time.